You may have noticed that unlike many other finance channels, I don't present these videos in a freshly ironed shirt or even an expensive t-shirt. In fact, most of the tops you've seen me wearing so far on the channel have been freebies from trade shows or from suppliers where I've done training or won a prize. The reason for this is that I've never really cared what people think about how I look, and for me, the best price is always free. This allows me to blend into the crowd and look poor, all while my wealth is slowly and steadily growing in the background. But why is it important to look poor if you can't afford nice things? Don't you deserve them? Let's talk about it. The first benefit of looking poor is that it allows you to optimize your budget and minimize your monthly spending. This will allow you to pay off debt faster, invest more, and become rich quicker. Okay, stop. Definition time. We all mean different things when we call someone rich. My definition of rich is being able to maintain my current lifestyle with passive income from investments and assets. Effectively, if I could choose to stop working and still maintain my current lifestyle, then I would consider myself to be rich. Dave Ramsey said it best when he said, "Don't buy things you don't need, with money you don't have, to impress people you don't like." If we consider the billionaires that we're all familiar with, none of them feel they have to prove anything to anyone. So quite often you'll see them going around on the media just in a t-shirt and jeans. Elon Musk is a prime example of this. Even Steve Jobs was known for his signature outfit of a plain black t-shirt and blue jeans. As a general rule of thumb, anybody who looks rich is probably drowning in debt and monthly minimum payments. On the other hand, the old guy that lives next door driving the 15-year-old beat-up Honda Civic, he's probably a millionaire. I've long wished that somebody would create an app for augmented reality glasses where I could walk down the street and see the real net worth of each individual person shown above their head. Green for positive and red for negative. Real Black Mirror style. If everyone could see the reality behind the facade that others are putting on, perhaps we could all put our egos aside and start making better financial choices for ourselves and our family, instead of trying to look rich just to impress people we don't actually like. In the textbook Your Money Matters, commissioned by Martin Lewis, the money-saving expert, one of the case studies being taught to children suggests that buying appropriate clothes for work would cost around £90 a month. Hold on a second, I think I might throw up. Let me know in the comments below if this is you, because I can't comprehend buying clothes for work every single month. In my last job, I used to go to London once a month for 2 days. So I have 3 shirts for the occasion, which I bought 2 years ago. Here's a top tip. If you wear a t-shirt under your work shirts, they last a lot longer. The second reason to look poor is that if, like me, you grew up playing Assassin's Creed, you know that while blended into a crowd, enemies will not notice you. Believe it or not, back in the day, Apple used to provide headphones in the box with your iPhone. However, people in major cities and crime hotspots would go out of their way to buy a second pair of headphones with a black cable because walking around with the bright white Apple headphone cable made you a target for thieves and pickpockets. They knew you had the expensive iPhone in your pocket and they would target you on the street. In the end, Apple solved the problem themselves by no longer providing headphones in the box at all. So I guess people should be thanking Apple for looking out for their safety. When I travel, the last thing I want to do is stand out or look like I don't belong. For that reason, I learn the routes between the different locations I have to go to before I travel. The last thing I want to do is be staring at my phone's GPS the whole time, giving off the "look at me, I'm vulnerable" vibes to any ne'er-do-wells that might be lingering nearby. For the same reason, unless you travel with a team of trained security guards, you probably don't want to be turning up in a Porsche, wearing a really expensive suit and a Rolex watch, and offering to buy it around for everybody in the pub. You're just attracting attention to yourself and making yourself a target. So I hear you saying, yeah, but I like nice things, and what's the worst that could happen? Well, off the top of my head, you could get kidnapped, if they think the ransom's worth it. But even to a lesser extreme, you could just get mugged on the street, or your house could be monitored and then burgled when you're not home. Both situations that I'm sure you'd rather prevent if at all possible. The third reason is that building wealth is a bit like going on a diet and successfully losing weight. Everybody wants to do it and knows that it would be good for them, but almost nobody wants to put in the effort, be weird and actually achieve it. In a really weird way, joint failure gives you and your friends something to bond over. So you might think that others will be happy for you if you actually achieve your financial goals. However, the harsh reality is that misery loves company. Unless everyone around you is getting out of debt and growing their wealth at roughly the same rate that you are, if you start flaunting it, you're going to find yourself really unpopular really fast. Now, humans are social creatures, so ultimately you're going to want to fit in with those around you. And if you feel yourself being ostracized, that might lead you to make bad decisions and ultimately end up poorer than you were in the first place. So protect yourself from this by just maintaining the lifestyle that you've always had when you met those people, and don't flaunt any growing wealth that you have. Following on from that, the fourth reason that it's important to look poor is that it invites the right people around you. The last thing you need while you're trying to build wealth is to be surrounded by a crowd of people who are spenders. So you might actually have to change your friend group, but that's an active choice that you can make rather than being ostracized for flaunting your wealth. People have a tendency to become a hybrid of those they spend time with. So if you surround yourself with people who take a pre-packed healthy lunch to work, go to the gym several times a week, and don't drink alcohol, then there's a good chance that you're going to become at least relatively fit and healthy. However, if your dating profile gives off the image that you're living the lifestyle of the rich and famous, don't be surprised if that attracts somebody who wants that lifestyle. And then ultimately you end up looking poor because you are poor. And that person's probably left you as well, going on to the next person who's looking rich. When I met my wife, my budget was really tight. Without going into debt, I only had £30 of fun money per month. Our first date was in a coffee shop. The only expense I had was 2 drinks, and we spent 9 hours together. Because she didn't ghost me straight away after that cheap first date, I knew this was somebody I could potentially build a life with. And here we are, 6 years later, married and building wealth together. The fifth and final reason is that if you've minimized your expenditure, you can invest in things that will increase your income, such as new certifications or skills. If you are going to learn a new skill that requires buying new equipment, don't rush out and buy the most expensive stuff. Over the course of my life, I have found that people who start on cheaper equipment become better skilled at using it, appreciate it more, and are those that actually push through, get the expertise, and start earning money using it. There appears to be something about being able to buy the best equipment that makes those people think that they should be able to buy the expertise and also buy the success straight away as well. And if they don't get it, they give up and the equipment sits in the corner of a room and doesn't get used. So if you do need to buy equipment to develop a new skill, buy it secondhand or buy the cheapest equipment you can that will get the job done. I genuinely believe that starting from the bottom, you will have a greater chance of being successful and making it to the top. That's why when starting this channel, the only new thing I've purchased is a set of 3 studio lights. I think they're about £70 from Amazon. Everything else used to make this channel, we had lying around the house. And if we're entirely honest, I could have just started with the phone I have in my pocket. The moral of the story is that money can't buy you happiness, but if you use it wisely and don't inflate your lifestyle, it can buy you freedom and time to do the things that matter most to you. If you got value from this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe, and join us in the comments down below. If you've got more time, YouTube thinks this is the next video you'll enjoy. I'll meet you over there. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.